What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Poor Man Mods. Today I'm going to be doing another tool review, and this might be one of the coolest things that I've found and featured on this channel yet. Check this out. Ready for this? Looks like a normal ratchet, right? Normal ratchet, extension in the socket, but wait. Look at that! A flashlight! Not in the socket, not in the ratchet, but the extension is a flashlight. I don't know what to say to make this more convincing that it's awesome or to make you like it, but what? It's a flashlight on an extension. I was on Amazon looking for tools because I want to do more tool review videos because I like tools. Who doesn't? And I like buying tools, and I like making videos for you guys. And I don't know how I came across this, but I came across this extension. It's a 3/8 and 1/2 inch extension with a switch on it and a goddamn flashlight. So this is, I don't even know what to say. It's just so cool. I'm gonna put it to use. I've got the Super right here. It's torn apart. Let's put it to use and see how practical it can be, and then I'm also going to test to see how strong it is, to make sure that having a flashlight doesn't hinder its strength. So let's dive a little deeper into this extension flashlight thing. Alright, so check this thing out. It's an extension with a goddamn flashlight on it. Now, when I bought it, I don't know whether to be upset or not care about this or what, but when I bought it, I bought what they advertised as a 3/8 extension with a flashlight. It's not a 3/8 extension. What it is, it has a 1/2 inch in and a 3/8 out. And it's got a switch right here to where you can turn the flashlight on and off. But they advertised this as a 3/8 because it comes with this 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, which you can put onto the extension, essentially making it 3/8 in and out. But, you know, I guess it's cool because, you know, it works for 1/2 inch and 3/8, but if you want it to be 1/2 inch, you can put it on a 1/2 inch ratchet, but you're still going to need a 1/2 inch adapter for your sockets. So it's kind of a mixture of the two, but not exactly. I would have rather have it just been for 3/8, but I can understand why they included this, so they could sell more and advertise it as both, but the one I bought was advertised as a 3/8. So I'm probably going to keep it like this because can't imagine I'm going to need this to find a big 1/2 inch bolt or anything like that, but it looks pretty cool. The flashlight is actually pretty bright, and I guess it's important to note that this also came with 3 additional watch batteries. This does take watch batteries, and to replace them, you take out this screw right here, and then deep down inside, kind of hard to see, you can see the watch batteries. And it does come with 3 replacements, and watch batteries aren't cheap, so this thing was only like 10 bucks, so that right there pretty much makes it worth it. But now that you've gotten a closer look at this, you've seen that it comes with a 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter, and the extension itself is a 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter. Now let's take this to the engine compartment in the Supra and see how practical it really is. And if you notice, the switch it's kind of flickering, which doesn't make me feel too good, but it does have a warranty. So let's take it to the Supra. Okay, now I have the camera kind of darkened down to simulate this a little better, but obviously here in my studio or shop, whatever you want to call this, I've got pretty good lighting. I have LEDs everywhere, so it's not that hard to see in the engine compartment. But imagine if you're still working out in your driveway, or if you're in a really dim lit garage, or if you're on the side of the road. Imagine how helpful this could be. So we're going to try to get to these motor mount bolts down here and see what this thing can really do. So I can clearly see these, but just imagine if this was darker. You know, it could be a little bit hard to get to them, Or imagine if it was in a really crappy spot. So you can turn this on, and then look at that. You can see the bolt you're going to. If you have a flashlight, it doesn't actually shine on the bolt and it can create shitty shadows for you. But this is going right to the bolt. And bam, I'm on it. Find the next one. Bam, I'm on it. And then you can look around. It's actually pretty bright for what it is, for how small it is. It is pretty good, I must say. So, obviously, I'm probably not going to use this in my shop. I'm probably going to keep this extension in my tool bag that I keep in my cars, just in case I break down, or if I need this at my house for an emergency repair or something. I'm probably never going to use this at the shop. But my one friend, Mark, who is another tenant of this building, he mentioned that because there's a flashlight in there, it could hinder its integrity. It could make it weak and maybe it'll break. So we're gonna put this to a test and see how much force it can really take to see if it's strong or not. You're probably wondering, how am I going to effectively test this? Well, I found a bolt chart, which I'll put a quick screenshot up here, but I'll also have a link in the description so you can check it out. It's a graph that tells you the recommended torque for bolts. And you know, I thought about, you know, if you're using the tools the right way, the average bolt that you'll come across and shit like that. So what I'm going to be doing, I have a 9/16 socket or 14 millimeter. They're very similar. I'm going to see, the chart says the recommended torque for a 9/16 bolt, depending on the thread pitch, a grade 8, it's between 110 and 130 foot-pounds. That's like the most torque you can apply to it. So, you know, I figured that's a 14 millimeter bolt or 9/16. That's probably the biggest bolt that you should try to remove with a 3/8 ratchet if you're going to be putting a lot of torque on it. If you're going to be putting more torque on the 3/8 ratchet than 110, 120 foot-pounds, that I would consider that abuse, and you're probably not using the right tool. So you probably want to step up to 1/2 inch if you're going to be doing more torque than that. So I'm going to test this thing as a 3/8 extension, and I'm going to see if I can put 120 foot-pounds, because the chart said between like 110, 130, so I'm going to average it out, 120 foot-pounds. I have a 14 millimeter bolt here. I've got a socket on my extension that's a 9/16 and 14 millimeter, and I've got my digital torque adapter, and we're going to see if I can put 120 foot-pounds on this. Now, I don't want to take it to its breaking point if it is above 120, because obviously I don't want to break it. I did pay for it with my own money, so I don't want to ruin it. I just want to see if it can handle normal stress. Apply some torque to this motherfucker. Something's gonna break. We're at 68. Turning the vise here. Did I strip the threads on the bolt? Huh. Well, that was 75 foot-pounds. Upgraded my bolt, but I only have one nut. I'm skeptical the vise will hold it, but we will see. It's a much bigger bolt. See if we can get 120 foot-pounds or break something. This is like the definition of using a tool the wrong way. Let's see here. Can we get 120? Or is something gonna break? 72, come on. Ah, I give up. 68. How can we do this? So some time has passed, the setup's changed a little bit. There's junk everywhere because Tony and I are both working on projects, but now I got something that I think can hold up to the strength of 120 foot-pounds, and we're gonna see if the flashlight will or will not break. nice. This is a pretty hard test. I didn't think 120 foot-pounds was that much. That was it. 125.7 foot-pounds. Nope. I'm impressed, Tony.
I'm depressed, Mike.
125 foot-pounds. I love you, though. You shouldn't be depressed.
We have a video to do.
So this thing is pretty awesome. It took a lot of torque, took 120 foot-pounds. I didn't want to push it any further because I don't want to break it, but if you're putting more than 120 foot-pounds on this, you're probably doing something wrong because it does only have a 3/8 end on it, so you probably shouldn't be putting more than 120 on it. But if you are, it can take it. What I really do like about this is it actually puts light where you want it. Like if you're shining a flashlight at a bolt, you know, it's going to create a shadow. It might not exactly get it, but if you have this on your ratchet and you're way down in there, it's going to shine light right on the bolt. So I really like it, but honestly, I'm probably not going to use it all that much. I'm definitely not going to use it here. I won't need this here at the shop. I'll probably keep this in my tool bag that I keep in my car for emergencies. So that's where it's going to stay. So it probably won't get much use at all, to be honest. But one kind of negative thing I can say is, you know, I don't like how they advertise this as a 3/8 extension, because in its form like this, it's a 1/2 inch to 3/8. It's not a true 3/8. So you need this adapter, which makes it slightly longer, which may come handy in some situations, or it might not. If it was just a 3/8 and it was like this, it's a little bit more profile and it can get into tighter spots easier. So, you know, it's a win, it's a lose, it's kind of both, but I was hoping this was just a 3/8, but I still think it's cool. I'll still keep it. It is cool, and I thought I would share this with you guys. If you are interested in this or want to check it out to see more about it, I'll have a link down below. And hope you liked this. Hope you enjoyed this video. Maybe you learned something, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks.